Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome back. I was not going to make this video. Actually, I wasn't going to make any more videos about this, but you guys love to watch them. Subscribe to my channel. Let's talk about PlayStation. In some of the previous videos, I may have been, and it's probably just more of my ignorance about the matter. I may have been quick to judge, let's say, for the PlayStation stuff. You know, saying that for the most part, there's nothing PlayStation can do. There's no settings you can change to help drastically or whatever the case may be. And after last night, I think that is almost correct. Almost. Not fully, but not wrong. Almost correct. So let's talk about PlayStation. And sorry, hold on. I'm not going to give away my sources, and people that saw my stream a little bit late last night to talk about some things with some people, they are not the sources I'm talking about. A lot of these people reached out actually this morning and told me some things about, hey, this is what PlayStation players can do, this is what we've seen done, and so on and so forth. So, all right, let's do some digging. And so I did. So this way we at least cover all three platforms. You know, we did Xbox, we did PC and Steam, and now we're going to do PlayStation and what can be done. And again, this is not to expose anybody of doing anything. I just think at this point now it's best for everybody if the information that's available to us, if we can, hey, put it out there. Because the more information is out there about what can be done, it may suck now, but I think whatever information is out there about what can be done will help the next game. If the developers listen. If they don't listen, hey, we tried. That's all we can do. So let's talk about PlayStation. There is a big overarching sentiment from the PlayStation folks and some of the purists that you see in Discord or in the YouTube comments and whatever else is stock controller. Anything other than stock is cheating. Okay, valid take. So I'm on PlayStation right now. This is a stock PS5 controller, okay? This is the Edge. This is a stock PS5 controller, okay? This is what I'm going to do. Gotta unplug the Edge. Okay, unplug the Edge. You can see that. I'm going to plug it into the stock PS5. Okay. I may have to actually... Hold on. Turn this on. There we go. Okay, so now I'm on the stock PS5. Hey, let's just do some control swings. All right, let's just do some control swings. And again, I'm not gonna try and game the system. Actually, let me do this. Just for verification. Okay, I'm not gonna try and game the system at all. All right, you can see exactly what I'm doing. Okay, now based off the camera angle, it's gonna look like that I'm not going all the way forward like I'm flicking. But it's just the camera angle. I do go all the way back, all the way forward. Let me get a better angle here so I'm a little bit more centered. Where's the best spot for this thing? Yeah, this might be the best we're gonna get for right now. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that, I guess. Right? That's all we can kind of do. I love to have a mount up underneath of it. It kind of hangs down where you can get a better angle, but whatever. Okay, so 2 thumb, right stick, stock PS5. This is just for some control swings to see what the line looks like. and how easy it is to hit points. Okay, let's go. Give me a 1 or 2 swings at least to get better or get dialed in here. It's been a while. All right, 2 thumbs, right stick. Okay, so there's open. Now I know what open feels like. Okay. Now remember, look at the line. See the line? It's probably open. No? Okay. It's not hard. But it's closed. So you can go open and closed. But you get the idea, right? I'm still just doing 2 thumbs like this, okay? Probably open. No? Just on the edge. Pretty easy. Okay? That's just 2 thumbs, okay? Like so pretty easy. There's no assistance. There's no sensitivity curve being adjusted. There's no X and Y nonsense being adjusted. It's just straight up PS5 controller. Let's see if I can do it with the camera's vision. Although I got the controller sort of angled downward here. See if I can still do it. Yeah, it feels really awkward. Yeah, it feels really awkward like this. Okay, not hard. It's not hard, guys. If you struggle hitting points, it's your fault. Okay, just 2 thumb it, and just man. Anyway, okay. So there is the control swing. Okay, with the stock PS5 controller. I'm gonna unplug it. I'm gonna plug in the edge. Okay. Now one thing I did do. Oops. One thing I did do that I wish I could. So the left stick, it's backwards because I'm facing it, but the left stick, this, like, I can't move it. And so when I do my 2 thumb technique, let me move this out the way. When I do my 2 thumb technique, this left stick here kind of it hits my knuckle right there on my thumb. It's a little bit bulky. It's ergonomically, it's not very comfortable. So with the edge, I can take off the joystick. See, it's gone, but I can still move around. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do with that. So now with the edge, before I get into this, the purists, those of you that have been in Discord and the YouTube comments saying that you should not be able to adjust anything. Stock. Anything else is violation of using software to give you an unfair advantage. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong at all. Hold on, let me take off the controller camera right now. Now, I will concede there are different degrees. There are different degrees of how bad or how egregious something may be. However, let's just say, hey, if the speed limit is 70 miles an hour and you're going 73 miles an hour, you're still speeding. You're still speeding. It's just maybe overlooked a little bit, but you're still speeding. If you're going 85 miles an hour, you're really speeding, and I think is that reckless driving? 85? Maybe it's 90. Either way, you're still speeding. You're just one's going faster than the other, but both are still speeding. So you have to at least to be able to concede both are bad. It's just one's not as bad as the other. Now, what you enforce or what you yourself would see as enforceable, that's you. That's a question for yourself. But here's the you got to be careful of the hypocrisy. Okay? Of stock. Don't change anything. Anything else is a violation. Okay. All right, hold on. Now, I'm not going to play this. Because I'm still somewhat new-ish to YouTube and what you can and can't do as far as playing other people's content. Maybe that's a thing for me to learn about, but hold on. Let's see if I can do this. This right? Yeah. Here we go. Where am I at? Why is it not showing me? No. Hold on. Well, my camera is deciding not to work. For some reason. That's okay. Hold on. Actually, let me go back here. Okay, there, I'm working. Yes, hi. Okay, then let me go back here. Oh, whatever. We'll fix it later. I'll use my mouse. So, this came out 9 months ago, depending on what part of the month. And this is from Makachada, a well-known content creator for 2K25. A very, very nice guy. I think he's kinetic, maybe elite, I'm not sure. But, just a standard up-and-up guy in the community, and very well-known and liked. This has 59,000 views. 59,000. I'm not going to play this, because like I said, I don't know what's going to be flagged or not flagged. This goes over. He goes over. He does, I can probably just click through. There we go. So he goes over. He's on the edge. He's on the DualSense edge. Okay, and he has made a profile for golf. That can be adjusted, and I'll show you in real time what can be done. Okay, let me go here. Let me keep going. Click through. So you go to your stick sensitivity and dead zones. He's left stick, I think. I'll remember. Maybe he's right stick. I don't know. Hold on. Yeah, no, he's right stick. Okay. So this is what he does on the DualSense Edge. He has changed his sensitivity curve to precise. He's adjusted it by +2. I'll go over that here in a second. And he's made his dead zone 6. So he has altered what is considered stock. Okay? Now, is it cheating? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not, in my mind. But you do have some smooth brainers out there that are like, oh, stock. No way. Okay. Well, how are you going to tell that to let's say 60,000 people? 60,000 people saw this. And have I'm not saying all of them have done this, but a lot of people now have adjusted their controller for themselves. Maybe not this exact configuration, but Kachada says in the video he did this because it made it easier for him to hit the points. I'll say that again. He did it because it made it easier to hit the points. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing. So, I posed the question, not as a right or wrong answer. It's just, like I said, a thought exercise. Why is this any different than changing any other controller settings? I know that the answer I know is, well, you can really change things to make it much easier to hit it. Okay, like I said before, if the speed limit is 70 and you're going 75, you're still speeding. If you're going 90, you're speeding, but you're just going faster than the 75. It's still against the law. If that's your argument. Again, I have no dog in the fight. I'm neutral as neutral can get. I see both sides of the equation, but I'm playing devil's advocate for both. So, again, and this is not to disparage Cachada. I like him. He and I were on a team for the creator or content creator Ryder Cup. He and I are all good. But this is just an example to I think quell the stock argument, because I think it's, to me, I think that's, I won't say it's wrong, but there's just more nuance to it. And if you scroll down, you see a lot of people saying, "Look, I'm gonna go to GameStop and get one, the Edge." Great info on controller settings and attachments. So he uses Control Freaks. Okay, so external stuff on the controller to help with his swing, and that's fine. Whatever, man. Thanks for the tips. We'll put them in practice. No idea about other controllers with the game sticks. Definitely help. Look, here you go. Great video. My path and contacts improved significantly based on the tips. I purchased the Control Freak. I mean, you can see. I'm gonna go back now. You can see that the whole stock only mindset, I think that's in the minority, and I think that is somewhat short-sighted, because if you say you can go 75 when the speed limit's 70, but you can't go 90, you're still breaking the law. But now, if you couldn't go to, if you had governors on all your cars that restricted the speed to only 70, then it wouldn't be, then it's a moot point. But we don't have that right now. So it's on each individual driver, pardon the pun, each individual driver to regulate their speed. Maybe that's a bad analogy. I don't know. But just to put it in perspective, I think that's part of the argument going on over here with the guys over there. If you can do that, why can't I do that? Well, what you're doing is real bad, but what I'm doing is not as bad. Just food for thought. Don't know. So let's go into the edge settings, and then maybe some things that may be out there you're not aware of. Who knows? So do this. So I've set up a couple profiles here just to speed things along. This is just default. It's I don't even know what default is, but it's default. Okay, so I got default. I'll put one in here for golf. See what this is? Right stick. So I kind of did a little bit of what Cachada did, just a little bit of variance. So I did his sensitivity curve at precise, bumped it up to 5. Now what this curve does, it makes it, I think, in my testing, is the higher the number, the faster it allows it, the faster it allows your thumbs to go without, let's say, messing it up. That's a really bad explanation. But like at +5, I can really sling the stick forward and not have crazy high rhythm. If I bump this down, I can't go as fast because it's reading the curve at a much faster pace, if that makes sense. The dead zones. So this is where the hertz of the controller matter. And this is sort of what's happening, and how you can adjust it. So let's see if I have those. Do I still have those drawings? I might. Hold on. I do. Well, I'll do a different one. Hold on. I'll do a bigger one. So let's go this. Okay, and then you have inner circle. This is a really bad drawing, but you'll get the idea. Okay. So this is your joystick. Okay. This is the housing around your joystick, and this is your internal dead zone. The dead zone adjustment. This is the dead zone right here. So obviously at 0%, this circle doesn't exist. Okay. If I bump this to 10, let's go 15. Half. I go 15. Okay. So let's say now that dead zone, you can see in the picture on the far side of the screen, see how that circle gets bigger? Hold on, shit. See how it gets bigger and smaller, right? If I go 15, okay, it's not, whatever I'm doing in this mid circle, it's not reading. It's mostly for stick drift. But what'll happen is, okay, what'll happen is, oh shit, sorry, it's on my leg. I'll fix that later. Let's see, go back. That doesn't matter, but what's happening is it's only picking up the stick once it gets outside of that circle. So it's going to read it from the outer edge or the rim of that circle, going back, and then at the same time going up as well. So everything going on in the middle, it doesn't matter. So where the hertz starts to matter, where this is 500 and on PC it's 1000, is how accurate it is picking up that stick when it gets out of the dead zone. So at 1000 hertz, at 500 hertz compared to 1000 hertz, there's twice as many places for it to pick up where it is in that swing. So you'll see, I'll show you. Hopefully it'll come across. Well, whatever. Let's just go back to 0. Okay. For that one. And then this is profile 2. Yeah, so I made another one. So we're on precise. Same one. I bumped it all the way to the other side in dead zone at 30. Okay. Alright, so let's go. We're on default profile. Okay. Again, this is just for some controlled swings. Oops, let me get my controller camera so you can verify. Okay. Here we go. Okay. It doesn't feel as good, but you'll learn it. Now see what the line looks like. Okay. See, I mean, once you get it grooved, it's still fine. Okay. Now you can see at the top, right there, at the top, there's a little bit of a candy cane. Okay, not all the time, but it wants to kind of pull to the right there at the very top. I'll see if I can replicate it again. It doesn't happen every time. That wasn't that bad. But what's happening is, and at the bottom there too, what's happening is it's getting, every now and then it gets to the outer edge of that dead zone and it doesn't pick up where it went. So it's just sort of guessing where it's going to end up. So sometimes you'll see that It happens a lot on PlayStation, I've noticed. And then on Xbox, every now and then. You'll see it kind of like jut to the, for me, it juts to the right. And that's because it's trying to guess where it would have gone to. Now, on lower hertz at 250 on Xbox, there's less spots for it to land where it can guess where it's going to go. At 500 hertz on PS5, there's twice as many spots, right? Let's see. Let's keep going. But after you, I mean, still, it's not hard to hit points. Right, now let's swap to the second one, golf, which is precision +5. So similar to what Kachada has. Okay, so it's easy to do it. On edge, I'm gonna hold this button down here, and it's this one. Okay, that's the precision +5 with no dead zone. That line already looks way better. That line looks so much better. And some of these, I'm not trying to game the system. Some of these, I feel like I would miss the point. Like that, like see there at the top, point, like you can see me pointing. At the top there, it had a little bit of a jut to the right. Okay. But you can see also, it's picking up that stick all the whole way. What you'll notice if people have high dead zones in the middle on PlayStation, or even for anything for that matter, that stick motion when it picks it up for that first little instant, it's slow. It'll be slow going through and then fast. It'll go whoop, and then it'll be slow, fast, then slow again going back through the dead zone and then fast again. So it'll be like zoop. So again, this right here feels incredible. Well, let me get back to set, but it feels really good. Like, and you can see the line is crisp. Like there's no like deviation. There's no deviation. It's traced over top of each other. Not that it really matters in this game, the line, but it's a more accurate representation of where that stick is throughout the process. So then, if you extrapolate that, if the controller on default, if a default controller, if you can't adjust the dead zone like in the PS5 controller, although you can groove it, or at least I can, maybe I don't know, egotistically I can do it. If you can't adjust the dead zone, there is some guesswork going on with that controller about where it's happening. With the edge, if I take off the dead zone, the 0, the controller is, the stick is always being monitored. So it's much more, I want to say accurate, but a reliable reading of where it is. There's no guesswork. That's great. Yes, if you can't hit the points, it's your problem. All right, so then let's go to the other profile. I forget what it was. Let me double check. This one here. So it's this. Or you can see, it's the same setup as the previous one, but I've opposite it. Instead of +5, now it's -5, and I've made the dead zone 30, whereas it was 0. So it's the complete opposite. Let's see what happens. So that's FNX. Okay. Let's go FNX. Okay. See what happens. You can, all right, now you can see that when it goes back, it's not as fast as the previous one. It's guessing where it is based off the start point and where it reads it picking up out of the dead zone. And and you can see it. There's more curve to it. Okay, you can see where there's more curve to it. That's because of the dead zone. See it kind of it's a little bit curvy, a little bit curvy. Now, like for me, again, egotistically, I have a very good, straight, solid, consistent swing. So it should be able to not all the time, should be able to pick it up about where it's going, but not all the time. I'm sure that, like yourself, or at least me, I put a good swing on it where I think it should be, and sometimes it misses, and I'm like, how the hell did that happen? But you can see the line gets skewed because the controller is guessing. See that? And then I go back to the one I like. Oh, I missed that one. But you can see the difference in what the line looks like. And also how fast it's reading the input. See that? And guys, it's not rocket science on how to hit the points, okay? All right, we're going back to the big dead zone and the -5. Yeah, see how it's like an inverted curve. I think it's guessing where it's going to be going through that dead zone. Okay, so one last thing to wrap it up here. Yes, it's just not accurate. Yeah, I must have taper that way. Then I go back last time just to get a controlled environment here. That it's closed. Oh no, I got saved by the stick. Anyway, all that being said, what does this mean? I would. What it means is the sensitivity curve and the dead zone. I don't need this anymore. Sorry. The sensitivity curve and the dead zone adjustments affect where that line is going to hit. It just does. Now you're talking a little bit, especially if you don't have a real consistent swing or thumb movement. This is going to just exacerbate where it's going to be reading. But here's the difference. So like I said, on stock PS5, you can't adjust anything. You just can't. On the edge, this is what I think. I don't say a lot of people. This is what I think can be done. That will help and give the edge an advantage over the stock PS5. Is you can adjust the sensitivity curves, which although it sounds bad, but I have good rhythm anyway, except for a couple of bad swings from time to time when my thumbs stop working. But it helps with rhythm, where you can really jam it forward and not worry about bad rhythm. Maybe not so much actually on the full swing, but putting. On putting is where it's really going to show its teeth, especially on Legend, is that sensitivity curve. Where if you're on this curve I'm on now, on this one here, precise +5, it's very hard to get red rhythms on putting. I'll bring this back. I mean, I'm whipping this thing forward. At least to me. Hold on. I'm whipping this thing forward. That it's very hard to get bad rhythm. But this is me. I'm jamming it. Now, if I go to -5, let's see what happens. This is on -5. Same curve, but -5. Still the same. Now let's go default. This is default. Pretty good. That's pretty good. Never mind. I stand corrected. Now. Let me see. That's weird. Interesting. So I stand corrected. Hey, I make mistakes. It's in real time. I was wrong. In my head, I'm thinking that's really going to affect something, but it doesn't that much. Although I can see, I mean, it does feel like with the standard. Let me go to stock. See what the difference is. So this is stock. This is stock PS5. Let's see what the difference is. It's a little bit more rhythm on it. 186 though. 188. Yeah, I don't know how you guys are getting bad rhythm. It's hard to do. Very hard to do. So, yeah, I was wrong on that. So I don't mind saying I'm wrong if I'm wrong. But you can see. Matt, shit. But with I think the thought now is, all right, if you can adjust this, if you can adjust sensitivity curves, and it helps. If it helps you hit points, if it helps you keep a line straighter or more accurate of where it is that modding the controller to help your swing? Chada said it in his video. This helps me hit points, or this helps my swing stay more consistent. However you want to word it. What that means is, okay, all you purists out there who were saying stock, it's right there. I mean, he said it 9 months ago. I mean, I'm on his side. I mean, and I'm on his side. I would not say he's doing anything wrong. Me, but for those of you that say stock, you gotta say he's doing something wrong then. So don't be a hypocrite. Yeah, you really gotta toe the line. If the speed limit's 70, if you're going 72, you're still wrong. So again, it's just a thought. It's just a thought. Now, there are things out here. Where did it go? Yeah, hold on. Let me go over here. Where am I at? Is this gonna work again? I don't know why my camera's not showing up. That's really strange. Whatever. Now there are things here that are for PlayStation that have software that can be downloaded into the controller and saved. This is just kind of one of them. There's an adapter. There's an adapter that you can utilize. Go back. There's an adapter you can utilize to play on a G7 on the PlayStation, or any controller for that matter. So there's stuff out there. There's stuff out there, and I don't know. There is no wrong answer. There is no right answer. I've said it before. Do I think for the most part PlayStation is still behind the power curve for all this stuff? Yes. Does it matter to... I'm gonna bite my tongue here. Could I shoot the same scores on Xbox, PlayStation, or PC? Yes. For the most part, and it may be a take that some of you guys don't like, the higher end plat players, they can play on a 2x4 and they're still going to beat you. That the controller is not going to matter that much. I can sit here on a stock PS5 controller and hit probably 50 perfects in a row if you get grooved, just one after the other. Same on the edge. But where it does start to help though is when you do the power drives in the big shaping where your points get a little bit smaller. Because obviously you're not going to hit the same spot every time, so you would miss more often than not. But I guess I just wanted to have a more holistic coverage on PlayStation now, because they weren't getting any love. Like I said, I think they're still behind the power curve on what they can do. However, I mean, there are controllers out there right now that have software to start to finagle things in the controller. May not be mainstream or widespread yet, but it's coming. And it's coming, guys. So what does that mean? I don't know. But I think for me now moving forward, my stance is this as such. How do I say this? Regardless of what anybody's doing, whether you have a weird grip, whether you're using a G7, whether you're on Steam with settings on the controller through Steam, whether you're on the PS5 Edge and you've adjusted your sensitivity curve to help you hit points, or give yourself a more accurate reading on where it is in the swing. Regardless of what you're doing with that, me personally, I do not think that is cheating. I don't. I mean, there's no rules to cheat against. That's just my mind. That's just me. However, my stance now though is, personally, I'm not going to be doing any of this. I've tested it. I've tested it on. I've tested it way too much on Xbox, on PC, on PlayStation. There's more things on PlayStation that are out there, but I can't put it out there because I haven't tested it. I would love to order a couple things and test it. I'll just put it this way: there are things out there that many people aren't going to know about, but it's there. And maybe it's not widespread or mainstream, but it's coming. That I would love to somewhat expose, or at least, hey, this is out here. Be aware of it. But the most part, for me, I'm not going to be doing any of it. I mean, at this point, the competitive stuff. This game was not made for competition, in my mind. The swing's too easy, and the swing's too easy. Whoa! Why was that bias like? Why is that bias like that? That was wicked. Hold on, that was wild. Like it doesn't feel. Anyway, so by me not doing it, again, I'm not disparaging anybody that wants to tinker with anything or go full crank mode on it. I don't care, man. Do whatever you want. This is what I'm here to do. I'm here to have a good time. I'm here to play some golf. I'm here to put some videos out there of me playing golf. Am I going to win again? I doubt it. With this, I doubt it. I've already won my plat event a number of months ago. Am I going to win again? I doubt it. Am I going to try? Yeah, I'm going to try. And if I don't win, I'm not going to use the excuse of, wow, this person's doing this, that, or the other. You know, it's just a personal thing to me. I'm not going to worry about it. It'll be, as also too, I don't want to have to justify every single thing that I do or say or whatnot. I think it's really. There's a couple of you dum-dums in the comments that at every video, there he is. So, but it's all in good fun. I'm not gonna do anything. After a week of testing it, quite honestly, I don't think it sounds really bad. I don't think I need to do it. I mean, yeah, I'll miss a point from time to time, but I just don't think I need to do it. So I'm not going to. But if you do it, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not going to use it as an excuse for why you beat me or why I lost or what have you. I don't care, man. Hey, have a good time. We're here to have a good time. So that concludes everything. 45 minutes. Yes. Hopefully you had 2 ad breaks. That way, if I was monetized, subscribe to my channel. I would get paid twice. Yes. Okay. That's it. Hey, we're done. So I'll see you guys on the first tee sometime. It'll be, I'm going to be on PC. I'll be on PC. It's going to be stock. All stock. Now you can believe me or not. Quite frankly, I don't care. Because I'd rather just say it now and then never address it again. Because if not, then every video I put out, it's going to be someone in there. Well, what are your settings? This is it. Done. I'm on stock. We'll see what happens. And that's it. That's everything. Yeah. Hey, you guys take care. And I milked this thing for a lot, didn't I? Subscribe to my channel.